everyone. Welcome back to the Uncle Bob Crypto Podcast. I'm here with Draeth from Pirate Chain. And we're going to find out a little bit about his project. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So my name is Draeth. I'm one of the captains of Pirate Chain. Pirate Chain is a privacy coin that is community run with no ICO, no IEO, no pre-mine, no dev fees, nothing. So we strictly run off of donations and just volunteer work. We're based off of Komodo. We're a 99% shielded transaction coin, meaning that the original block reward is unshielded. After that, anytime you try to send anything, it's all shielded transactions. So there's nothing you can see on the blockchain. There's no addresses, no rich list, no amounts. You can see nothing. So it's completely private. And plus we're protected by Komodo's delayed proof of work, which secures our network and prevents 51% attacks from happening. So they need to 51% attack us, Komodo, and Bitcoin to simultaneously to actually 51% attack us.
From what I understand, it's the most private of all cryptocurrencies. Would that be right?
Yeah, that'd be a fair statement.
And what makes it so?
Well, ZK Snarks is widely considered the strongest privacy protocol out there. And even Fluffy Pony from Monero has stated such. And on top of that, we're privacy by default, like Monero. So in other words, for you to send anything, it is a private transaction. There's no option, like, for example, with Zcash, where they have transparent addresses and private addresses. With Pirate Chain, it's strictly Z addresses, shielded transactions.
And you said there was no ICO. Was that a choice? Was that why didn't you go down that route? And I'm sure was there money in that route for you, or did you? What's your philosophy behind the whole project?
Well, our philosophy is that everything should be fair and everything should be, for the miners themselves, the people who secure the network and who use the network. So if you have an ICO, I mean, to us, yeah, you're fundraising a lot of money. There's a lot of expectations, and then you can hire, all the devs you want. But, at the end of the day with ICOs, generally you don't make as much as you expect. There's a lot of ICOs that people run where, they make a decent amount of money. Or if you run an IEO, a lot of the times the exchange takes most of it too. So we didn't want to really deal with that. And then as far as the dev fees and everything, I mean, that's not a real source of income to us because it's all dependent on the price of your coin. So for revenue streams, we're developing stuff like a point of sale system and products and services that we can actually generate real revenue from, and also create adoption at the same time.
Right. And so who would be your the user of your cryptocurrency?
Pretty much anybody and everybody. I mean, you can technically use it to, hide your funds, from prying eyes or whatnot. So I could see just everyday people doing it, even financial institutions or I would say private companies that want to make, specific purchases from, say, for example, Intel, because they're building something, unique that they don't want anybody to find out from. They can use Pirate Chain. Nobody can see the transaction happen, and they have it on their ledger on their end. So does Intel, and then nobody else can see anything else other than that.
Tell me about yourself. How did you get into this, and why have you designed Pirate Chain? Is it part of who you are as a person, part of your personality, your philosophy?
Well, Pirate Chain was developed by the developers over at Komodo, wanting to experiment with, Z transactions to see if they can make a fully functional, Z transaction only chain using ZK Snarks, so zero knowledge proofs. So I fit into this by, I've been in crypto for about 5 years now. And I got into Pirate Chain about a couple months after, the Genesis block. And I mined it for a little bit, and I realized, looking into the project, that this is some really interesting stuff. And, I'm a huge privacy fan to begin with. I like, privacy tech in general. And I was like, this is something that I kind of want to be a part of because it's a community-based project. So you can, if you want to help out, you can help out in any way you want. So I decided to start helping out here and there, and then I started devoting more and more time to it. And over time, I was promoted through the ranks all the way up to captain just to help lead the ship because I was dedicating so much time and effort toward making this project to where it is now. And of course, I mean, that's just, it's not me specifically. That's, making the project get to where it is. It's all the community members' support. It's all the people that are just dedicating their time and effort to just promoting this project, building all the products that we have, like an operating system and, the light wallet, the mobile wallet that's going on now, that's about to be finished and ready for open beta and all that fun stuff. So
Does it excite you?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the best part is that, I mean, I'm an engineer by day, so technically this is my second job, but this is the type of job that I would love to just do that. And that's it, just because of the community I get to interact with, the people I get to meet, and then just people that I work with every day with Pirate Chain. It's just, we're like brothers.
It's exactly the same for me. I mean, I've got a day job and I do this in the evenings and at the weekends.
Yeah.
And it's not a chore. It's not a chore for me.
Yeah,
I actually
exactly.
enjoy meeting people in the crypto world. It's not all about the money for me. It's partially about that, but it's also about people. It's a kind of brave new world in a positive way. Like people are coming up with ideas. They're pushing forward. It's the future. They're people who believe in the future, and there's something very exciting about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you could just throw out some random ideas that you think are cool in Pirate Chain, and people will be like, yeah, let's start doing that, and they'll just give you the initiative on it. And like, for example, with, we want to integrate I2P into Pirate Chain. So we just thought of that one day, and then we started a fundraiser, and now we got devs working on it right now.
And what are you most proud of so far?
Honestly, I mean, I can list all the products and services that we've started creating and are a part of, but I'm most proud of the community and all the help that we have from all the first mates and captains and from the top to the bottom, because everyone is just fantastic at what they do, and their specialties are just, they easily shine through and just, make it what it is today.
And what do you term a kind of success with the project? I mean, is it successful now in your eyes, or do you have bigger dreams, bigger ambitions for the whole thing?
Oh, there's always bigger dreams and ambitions, because the moment you stop dreaming and just trying to push forward, things start to die, So there's always got to be that push forward. I mean, I'm completely, even if crypto was done today, everything crypto related was gone, I'd be completely happy with where we got to. But, knowing that you just got to keep pushing forward, there's always going to be things that we can strive to achieve, like the point of sale system and mass adoption through commercial, or what is it? Through payment systems and through merchants and things like that. So, I mean, being able to use the currency every day, wherever you go, is the end goal. So that's why I think we're building things like the point of sale system to basically have the people that shop the option to use, money that is completely private that nobody can track. And on the merchant side, obviously they have to report their taxes and whatnot, so they can still do that. But at least the consumer has their privacy still. There's nobody tracking what they buy, how much they buy, and everything like that.
What do you think is important about that going forward? Do you think we're gonna actually have less privacy going forward? Do you think that's a thing?
Oh, absolutely. Like there was a bill that was just passed for the U.S. government where they can, without your permission, search your web history.
I'm fucked then.
It was we all are basically.
At what point do you think we need to put up that wall? Right, this is private, and this isn't, because obviously we have to have some kind of compromise. Where does the line in the sand start and end, sort of thing?
That's kind of hard to say, but basically, in most cases, you should be able to sign off on what you're willing to give. You know what I mean? So you should, as a person, I should be able to sign off on, all right, so if I use this product or service, I don't want to give my information because I don't want anybody else knowing what I'm spending my money on, you know? And it's bad enough to that banks themselves can see everything that you're spending your money on, what
Mm,
places you're going to, and so forth. So that's, for me, that's part of the reason why privacy coins in general are important, because nobody has any right to know what I'm buying except for
yeah.
me and the person I'm buying it from. If I want to buy, pack of gum, or say gum is illegal for some reason, it shouldn't be, but I want a pack of gum, so I buy it.
Hmm.
Nobody has to know that. So, and that's also the whole privacy aspect of everything is also why I created the BPSAA, which is the Blockchain Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance. It includes us, Turtle Network, Ether One, Sentinel with their DVPN services and stuff, and then now we just added Ergo, which is another privacy project. So we're trying to band together to create something massive as an ecosystem to just protect users.
Mm.
So
Yeah, because it is really important. I mean, e- each day it seems. I mean, even with WhatsApp during the COVID-19 pandemic, they're passing all these kind of internal. They make these decisions like you can't forward more than 5 messages due to fake news. So you're at what level is it actually even encrypted, end-to-end encrypted? I'm not even sure anymore.
oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, so and Zoom and our information and our data
Yeah.
and especially our money. I guess, yeah, if I'll be honest with you, I'm zero technical, as you can probably already tell. Um, but yeah, you should be able to kind of not have prying eyes on where you're spending your money or where you're putting it. I couldn't.
Yeah, and not just that too. Like, say I wanted to have a private conversation with you online somehow. What service am I going to use? You got Zoom, who they leak their data, and then you got all these other places that report your data or hold your data. So it feels like I have to actually be in person with you and whisper because
Mate, I
everything's
know.
recording. So that's another reason why we're trying to build a private messenger too, using zk snarks and everything, so everything is completely hidden and private.
Mm. No, it's true. Especially, you do get this feeling like I know a lot of people say, "Oh no, Bitcoin is the future," but it's kind of not. In a lot of ways, it is part of it, I believe, but the future, it seems to be just giving away more and more of our information, more and more of our rights, more and more of our, and just relying on this kind of this almost like a super government just to dictate where you go, what you do. Almost like our rights are being taken away as we're speaking.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me who's thinking that.
No, data mining is one of the most profitable industries in the world. Just mining exactly how much, like, all your personal information, your viewing habits of, say Netflix or anything else, your spending habits, all of your habits is just worth, just money to other corporations to figure out what they can just push onto you.
Who collects it?
I forget. There's a few specific companies that actually collect that data and just sell
I'd like to say what they're collecting from me is really exciting, but it's actually really boring.
it.
Okay, so yeah, what piqued my interest was I watched a video online and I thought I'll try and get somebody on. I'm really glad you came on. Is there anything you want to leave us with or leave our viewers with?
Yeah, sure. We got a mobile wallet coming out sometime in the next week or so. It's going to be open beta, so it's completely private. So it's full Z to Z, just like everything else in Pirate Chain. The BPSAA is an important organization to look into. All the projects within there are solid, and we create interoperability between each other. And yeah, just check out Pirate Chain, especially even if you're just like, I don't really care about privacy. It's really important. And just talk to some of the people in there about privacy in general, not even about our coin, and just see what people have to say. And you'll find out that things are a lot scarier than they appear. So
You can't leave me like that. What's the scary bit?
Well, no, like just laws that are being passed, like I said, that one, browser history law, or it's basically part of the Patriot Act, I believe. I have to reread it again. But yeah, I mean, they can just search your web history just without even you knowing, just
Not
because they
only
want to.
anything you say can be used against you, it's anything you have viewed, anything you have said, anything you have done. Well, you can kind of see that anyway, like people digging up old tweets from 10 years ago or 5 years ago and then using it to destroy your career, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, and just for example, say you're just really interested in learning things, and one day you're like, oh, I'm going to learn about the history of cocaine and what all that other stuff, right? So that fills your browser history with tons of sites about cocaine and this and that, and maybe you stumble on the one that talks about it and says, oh, this is how you make it, you know. But obviously you don't do that stuff, so you just go away and do your normal thing, and all of a sudden what happens? The government sees, he's been visiting a lot of sites about cocaine. Maybe he does this stuff. So they start investigating you for what, you
Mm,
know?
yeah.
And that's just like obviously a stupid example, but I mean, that's just the type of thing that they're able to do. And it's just overreaching. And
And they
that's the
can build a
problem.
profile on you. And
Exactly. So
mm,
that's why privacy tech in general, like Tor, I2P, privacy coins, and all that other stuff, and VPNs especially, that's important for the future because, you got to protect and encrypt your data and everything that you leak, because, I mean, regardless, you're going to leak some metadata, but as long as you just get a hold on most of it, there's not much they can really find out about you, which is how it should be.
mm, yeah, of course. Yeah. You guys seem to be the resistance.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the other thing too is that you got to realize I mean, obviously there's a lot of privacy coins out there and they are all fighting the resistance with us. I mean, especially the ones that are legit privacy coins like Monero. I mean, Zcash is trying to be a privacy coin, but they have transparent transactions. But either way, they're developing ZK snarks and, doing all this stuff. So, all of us are trying to help fight put up a resistance against overreach.
Cool. Where can we, if we wanted to just invest in the project and look at it, what's the website and what exchanges is it on?
Yeah, so you can go to pirate.black, and then you can get us on tradeogrebitcoin.com. You can get us on, uh, let's see, Bilaxy soon, hopefully. Um, and there's, what was the other one? CoinX. So those are pretty much the main ones.
So if I've got any treasure, I can bury it with you guys.
Yeah, pretty
Arr.
much. Exactly. R. Because that's the other thing too. Pirates cared about their own privacy. That was the biggest thing. No, they didn't want anybody knowing what they did and how much, and they fought, governments. That's who they stole from. I mean,
Of
granted, we
course.
don't steal. We're all about privacy, though.
Mm. Okay. Well, look, Draeth, thank you very much for coming on today. I've learned a lot. And yeah, good luck with the fight.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Take care.